Okay guys, today's video we are going through different neighborhoods in Piedmont and Powdersville here in the upstate. Now this is different from what we've ever done because Piedmont and Powdersville it doesn't have like an incorporated downtown area, and it's kind of spread out a little bit. It's mostly in Anderson County, though you do get a little bit that is in Greenville County. We're going to go over pre-existing homes that, older neighborhoods, we're talking 30 to 50 years. Then we're also going to go through neighborhoods that are more established, like 10 to 20 years. And then we're going to go through a brand new neighborhood. It's so gorgeous. Watch the entire video so you can see this house because it is so pretty. So yeah, let's get to it. So this is probably one of the oldest neighborhoods that I will drive you through. Price point in this neighborhood is high 200s to low 300s. So this neighborhood is Camelot Estates. It's been here for 30 to 50 years. So every home in here has been here quite a while. You're seeing a lot of brick ranches. Some of these homes definitely have been updated, where others, like, we're driving by and we can tell, okay, this has not been touched in over 30 years. So something to watch out for. Also in this neighborhood, you have, I know that it says older houses, but everything is definitely more spread out. So the house that we will show in another video is actually under contract here, but it's something that we're going to take a look at. So headed to the next neighborhood, it's a great example of what you find a lot as we get a little bit further away from Greenville. So these little neighborhoods that like a developer decided, hey, let's put a neighborhood right here. Those neighborhoods sometimes are only a street and they have anywhere from, I would say, 15 to 30 houses. This neighborhood specifically is about 5 to 10 years old, is a really good example of like one level housing and just a small neighborhood with, again, larger yards, not right on top of each other. Like you can stick your cup of sugar out the window to your neighbor. So don't want to do that. But it's a good example of what we're dealing with here in Piedmont. Also, like, I know a lot of you look at houses and don't want to be on a double yellow road. That's what we're driving on right now, is a double yellow lined road. And there are a bunch of houses here, but it's not necessarily a really busy road.
Arrive at Josie Creek Drive.
All right, so here's Josie Creek. Again, good example of just a nice built up neighborhood. Not super, like, it's not a luxury neighborhood, but it's also not a low end neighborhood. It looks like this neighborhood is also going to have, like, it may have an HOA, but again, it's a very lax HOA. It's going to make sure that, the people that live here keep their yards cut and they don't have crazy colors. I mean, if you want a bright pink front door, I'm sure you could do it, but like some HOAs have thoughts about that. But again, like, this is a really good example of the area, and average price point of homes in this neighborhood is going to be upper 300s, so 350 to 380. And just like I said in other neighborhoods, if you see this neighborhood, and like there's so many neighborhoods out there, and we're just catching just a very few neighborhoods and being able to drive through them like this. If you love a neighborhood that you love the house in or something, let me know. Let's see if we can find something in that specific neighborhood, because when inventory is low, that's when we have to think outside the box and do something a little bit different, and it might take us a little bit longer to find homes in this area. All right, so this neighborhood is called the Summit. It was built, I would say, early 2000s. It's basically, I would say, 1,800 square foot to 2,200 square foot homes. There's single-story homes, there are two-story homes. There's no sidewalks in this neighborhood, which I think is kind of par for the course for some of your older neighborhoods. But the houses out here, so again, Piedmont, Powdersville, not super far away from Greenville, and it gets you into neighborhoods like this. Every house here is sitting on about, I would say, an average of a half an acre. You want your space, you don't want to be right on top of each other, but that's what gets you this type of neighborhood in the price point that I find that a lot of people want to be in, which is mid 300s, upper 300s price range. So you are going to deal with a little bit of an HOA in a neighborhood like this. So there's not like, always the community pool or anything like that. HOAs here, what they're doing is they're making sure that like nobody's going to just park gross cars in the front yard, or making sure that yards stay relatively clean. Also making sure that the street lights are on. That's something that I don't think a lot of people realize that an HOA actually takes care of, is they pay the bill for the street lights. Things to think about, and in these neighborhoods especially, we're looking for resales usually. So the resales are not super prevalent here. Like I did my search, and I think there's been 3 or 4 houses in this neighborhood that have gone for sale here in like the last 18 months. So it's been some time, but here's something that I can tell you that I know that a lot of people in a neighborhood like this are thinking about. So let's say you're like, Aubree, I loved that neighborhood that you drove through, the Summit. And so here we are, we're driving through it. And I want to live in that neighborhood. We came, we visited, we saw. Well, okay, so what can I do to help you live here? So something the team does for our buyers, and it's something a little different, is we will actually send a letter with like a handwritten address and everything to every single homeowner in this neighborhood, asking them, hey, have you ever thought about selling? And the whole purpose is we will say, okay, that offer is not going to be a low offer, like a low ball offer. However, it's definitely going to allow you to bring a market priced offer, something that's not crazy overpriced, but it's going to make sense. So, I mean, we've got that house right there is for sale. Looks like, and I remember that one's 1 day on market. So again, if you are looking kind of in this price range, that mid 300s, and you can be in this Powdersville, Piedmont area, definitely like this is, I think, a perfect example of this type of neighborhood. And these houses they don't sell very often, which is a good thing. People love where they are. So this is our last neighborhood. If you are looking for the bigger style homes, or the space where you have like a huge yard, but you're still part of a neighborhood community, then you'll definitely want to look at this neighborhood coming up. Nice thing about these neighborhoods is that they kind of straddle the highway. Okay, so it's going to be really easy to get into, if you work in Greenville, or say you work in Anderson, I would definitely recommend looking at Piedmont and Powdersville. Other things too, and I'm sure that you've noticed, like Powdersville is kind of ambiguous. Like, there's not an actual address for Powdersville. You have Piedmont addresses, and that's what a lot of these neighborhoods and houses that we're driving through right now, they have those Piedmont addresses. So they're easier to find on a map and so on. This next neighborhood is new construction. With new construction, everything is just a little bit more thought through. So, okay, here we go. So we are turning into River's Edge, and it is gated. So River's Edge is a new community built by Trust Homes. And so in this community, you're going to find all the different party board siding, and we're going to have like granite countertops or marble countertops, 3-car garages, minimum of half-acre lots. So like you can see right here, these homes are in process. There's several homes that are still available for sale in this neighborhood. Average price point is going to be somewhere in the realm of like $800,000. They are 4-bedroom, a couple 5-bedroom houses as well. Most of these houses have 4 bathrooms. There's a half bathroom on the main. Just definitely, like, these are large homes, they're family homes. And also, like, what's drawing many people to the area here is, and I hear this a lot, you're moving from an area where you don't have a yard, or everybody's on top of each other, or you just want to have, you know, you want to be in a neighborhood. That's not the problem. It's like you actually want to have a yard. You want to be able to have a place for gardens or your kids to go outside and have friends. As we're driving here, like, this is a perfect example of the new construction neighborhoods that are being built in the Piedmont area. The sections that we're driving, they're not all completed. And I know that, like, this specific builder has incentives. So that's something cool that you'll want to pay attention to, is like, okay, well, what are the incentives? I know Trust Homes currently today is offering $15,000 in closing incentives. So what do you use closing incentives for with a new builder like this? So you're going to use them toward your closing costs or rate buy downs. You may pay for, not may, I'm going to advise you to pay for a third-party home inspection, just because the builder has been looking at this house for months at this point, sometimes even longer, and having that third-party inspection come through, they're going to check everything. Closing costs are dependent upon taxes, of course. So in this area, you're probably looking at anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000 on a home in here. If you want to use money though towards a rate buy down, instead of asking off of a price, you use incentives or seller's concessions towards a rate buy down. In today's current market, that's hundreds of dollars of savings on your monthly payment. I think that this is a fun neighborhood. It's something that you don't want to miss out on. There's plenty of lots still available. Take your search and look a little outside of just the Greenville upstate area. Piedmont and Powdersville have, according to greatschools.org, has one of the best school districts here in the area, and it's drawing a lot of people here. So hope this helps, and I hope you love this neighborhood. It's gorgeous. So we're just gonna park right here. You love this neighborhood. This is kind of what you're looking for. We're actually gonna go see one of these houses. So stick around. We're gonna make another video going through a River's Edge house to show you what you can purchase in this price range, give you an idea of what these houses look like. So stick with me.